Hey everyone, Mike McClary here, along with my buddy and co-creator of Amazing Selling Machine, Rich Henderson, here for another edition of some live Amazon training on Facebook Live. So now we're just getting started, so I'm probably going to talk for a little bit before we get into the training and let everyone hop on and start watching this. But I want to make sure that everyone can see and hear me. It looks like everything is live and great. Awesome. So now, if you have not yet watched any of the other training that we have on selling on Amazon, be sure to check out some of the other Facebook Lives that we've been kind of going crazy on the past 2 or 3 weeks. You can check them out on the Amazing.com Facebook page. You'll see all the recorded Facebook Lives, and that's where this Facebook Live will show up once we're done. It'll automatically be there. You can watch it in case you come in late. And then also, if you hadn't had a chance yet, head on over to AmazingSellingMachine.com/live-sessions. And Rich is going to be posting that in the comments here. And you can sign up and get notified of any future Facebook Lives that we have. And you'll also see the previous Facebook Lives we had there as well. So you have an easy list of the titles and what they are, and you can go find them and watch them anytime you want. Now, also on Amazing Selling Machine, we have a full 4-part training series there. So these Facebook Lives are like really going deep into some really cool strategies and tactics. But on AmazingSellingMachine.com, we actually have a 4-part training series completely for free that'll walk you through the entire business model of becoming a seller on Amazon. We have the first part of the training, which goes over how to find the perfect hot product opportunity. And Rich Henderson, he's the master at finding hot products. He actually came up with a list of 100 vetted hot product opportunities. They can go out there and they meet a lot of the criteria that we're talking about, just to show you how easy it is to find products. Now, also in that training, you'll find all the other things you want to look at as far as like reviews go, and revenue and price and size and weight. And then you can go through that list and see those that actually meet all the criteria as well. And most importantly, you'll be able to find any product out there that meets the criteria. So well above the 100. The 100 is just the tip of the iceberg. We want you to have all the information to go out there and find thousands of products that really are great opportunities to sell and make money on Amazon. That's all done in the first training video on AmazingSellingMachine.com. Now, in the second session, we go over what's called the Amazon Automation Blueprint. And this really makes the business so easy to run from anywhere in the world. So we're going to show you, once you find the right product opportunity, how to find a supplier for that product from anywhere in the world. So whether that product is sourced in the United States, in Europe, and South America, and Asia, we'll show you how to find suppliers ready to make that product and looking for you, so they can make the product and you can brand it under your own brand. And you can do that right from your computer. You don't have to travel anywhere. It's not like 30 years ago where you need to fly and jet set all over the world to meet with manufacturers. You can do it all online. It's so much easier. In that lesson, we go over that. We also talk about the beauty of having a freight forwarder. Now, these are people that their entire business model is how to ship products from point A to point B. And usually that point A is, thousands and thousands of miles away, perhaps over in China. And let's say you want to sell in the United States. They make that process of getting products all the way from over there to here really easy and painless. And so we actually go over an interview with our freight forwarder. This is the same freight forwarder that I use, that Rich uses, that Matt Clark uses, that Jason Katzenbeck uses, and several other people use as well. So you'll get to hear that entire interview. And what we do is we ask the most common questions. And the way I know those questions is because 2 things. One, when I started off selling, I had a lot of questions about what is a freight forwarder? How am I going to ship these products? What are all the customs and duties and tariffs and taxes? How do I deal with that? How do I make sure that I'm following all the rules and guidelines? Well, I quickly found out that freight forwarders do all that for you, and they're very affordable. Now, secondly, because Rich and I were the co-creators of the Amazing Selling Machine course, and we've been hearing all the questions from all of our thousands of members for the past several years, we know the common questions that we get as well. So I was sure to ask them on that call, and you can download that call and listen to it in training video number 2 on AmazingSellingMachine.com. So now, once you've found your product, once you find a supplier and a way to get that product to wherever you're going to sell, whether it's on Amazon.com in the United States, or it's on Amazon in the UK or Germany, or maybe it's Australia or Japan or Canada, the next thing is you need to figure out a way to really get sales going. So in training video number 3, it is all about the rapid ranking system. Now, we call it the rapid ranking system because so much of launching a product on Amazon is making sure that your product is visible and can be found easily by the millions of people. I think it's like 187 unique monthly visitors go to Amazon each month. That's why it's called monthly visitors. That's how many people are going to Amazon to look for products. And if they can't find your product, then you have the best product in the world and you won't make a sale. But in our rapid ranking system, we show you exactly how to launch a product and get it seen easily by those people out there looking for products just like yours. And then in the fourth training video, we go over how to make this whole process even easier, how to make sure that you know exactly what to do, how to tie it all together, and how to get involved with a community of like-minded people all wanting to do exactly what you want to do, change your life by running your own business. So again, don't do that right now. Be sure to stick on this call. And if you're just joining us, matter of fact, on this call, we're going to go over how all the sellers on Amazon find all this unique, highly converting traffic, and all within Amazon. So don't leave yet. Be sure to check out the training afterwards, but stick around and watch this training to find the best sources of internal traffic on Amazon.com, which is what we're going to get into next. So as a matter of fact, I want to get right into the training. And again, if you're just joining us, you missed out on the first part of this Facebook Live. Totally fine. This video will automatically be recorded and it'll show up right here on the Amazing.com Facebook page, usually within just a few minutes of this live session being done. So stick around, watch the training, go back and watch the beginning if you want to as well. So now the title of this, has all to do with how to find the easiest and highest converting traffic on Amazon. And the way we do that is by utilizing Amazon's own internal traffic and advertising systems. Now, when we start off, Rich and I have been selling now for probably 4.5, 5 years. And when we started selling this, it was a lot harder to get paid traffic. For advertising systems out there, they weren't readily available for small sellers like us. And back then we were just starting out, just like everyone, several people on this call are, or some of you will be shortly, I hope. But there wasn't an easy way to go out there and really take advantage of these different advertising systems that are out there. So what Amazon did back in 2013, they actually came up with released their own advertising system called sponsored product ads. Now, it may have been used a little bit before then, but it's in that year that they rolled it out to everyone and really made it accessible so that's really easy for everyone to use. And I think once I show you how easy it is to set up, you'll realize just how powerful this system is. Now, since then, that was such a huge success. I remember when we started selling and got access to this advertising system, it was a game changer for us. It showed us that even if you weren't able to launch your product and get it seen in all the organic rankings or just the normal search results on Amazon, there was a very easy and affordable way to pay to have your product showing up right there with all the big brands out there. And so that was like the first big game changer about 4.5 to 5 years ago. Now, since then, with the success of that, Amazon has taken it even a step further, actually several steps further. So they've come up with different types of internal advertising that we now all have access to that we never had access to before. And sometimes some of these systems existed for a while, but only the largest companies and vendors out there had access to them. That's all changing. Third-party sellers or private label sellers like us, we are a huge part of the pie for Amazon. I think we make over 50% of all the products sold on Amazon now. And so they recognize that, and they're making all these great advertising systems available to us. And they're incredibly easy to use, and they're incredibly powerful ways to get your product seen and to get really highly converted traffic and buyers to visit your products. The second one they came out with, or I'm not going to go in order, I'm going like a different order the way that I look at them when I actually do searching for myself. The other one you'll see is called Amazon headline search ads. So where sponsored product ads can show up anywhere on the page, these headline search ads actually show up at the very, very top of the screen on Amazon, and they are the most valued real estate in all of Amazon. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to do some live training and showing you exactly what these look like. So you'll recognize these when you go to Amazon as a buyer, and that way it'll make it more understandable when you're selling on Amazon what this looks like to all your customers out there. So let's go out there and share my screen. There we go. All right, so I'm now on Amazon.com, and let's imagine that I am searching for a really high quality spatula, and I just did a search for spatula. Now, when you see all these search results, unless you're a seller, you may not realize this, but anything that says sponsored, like right there, those are sponsored product ads, and they're great. I mean, again, these products are showing up right near the top. That means the sellers of these products are paying for these ads, and they're some of the first products that anyone buying the product will see. So this is really great real estate. These ads convert really well, and they're really easy to set up, as I'll show you later on. Now, above them at the very top, in this kind of like long bar at the top, this is called an Amazon headline search ad. And the reason is because you actually get to create your own headline. We're down on the sponsored product ads. All they do is show your product and the price and reviews. Up here, as a seller, you come up with this right here, what it's saying. It says high heat, silicone, and stainless spatulas that work. So you have a better way of connecting with your customers. If you know they're looking for something, let's say that a big problem with spatulas is them sticking to the pan. You can say that our silicone spatulas will never stick, in case that's a problem that you have, and really reach out to the problem points that your customers might be having in order to grab their attention. And you can test all those around. And these headline search ads, again, they didn't exist before. Now we have access to them, and anyone selling on Amazon can use those types of ads. Now, in addition to sponsored product ads and headline search ads, there's also a lot of other ways out there to sell. There's also something called digital coupons. Now, these are very, very recent, probably within the past few months they've been released. But again, if I do a search for spatulas, you'll notice this product right here. It is the Kitchen Utensils Silicone Heat Resistant Non-Stick Kitchen Utensil Set Cooking Tools. They probably could, come up with a little bit of a better name on that one. It has a coupon, an orange coupon that says save 5% with coupon. The beauty of this digital coupon is what it's called, is that it catches your attention. When I see that little coupon with the orange on it, that immediately says, hey, there's something special about this product. I want to check it out. And we've seen time and time again that when you set up a digital coupon, you get higher conversions. So if before only 2 out of 5 people that visited your product would buy it, it may go up to 2.5 people or 3 people out of 5, or 7 people out of 10 are buying it. Whatever it is, this helps convert. Even if the discount is only 5% or maybe $1 off, it still helps increase conversions. And again, these are so new. They didn't exist when I started out. They have only existed for a few months, and we're already seeing some great results because we now have access to this, whereas we did not before. Now, there's another type of, I'm going to call it advertising, but it's something called a lightning deal that, again, a year ago, regular sellers on Amazon did not have access to what are called lightning deals. And if you buy on Amazon, you may be aware of these. These are special either 4 or 6 hour deals where the sellers have to discount their products a minimum of 20% off what they're selling it as. And that's a great deal. Now, a lot of sellers get really aggressive and make it 30 or 40% off just to drive some, high volume sales, maybe get rid of inventory. Or if you sell a lot of products over a short amount of time, and this is what advanced sellers know, you will move up in the search rankings. So if I sell 50 products in a couple hours, whereas before, maybe when someone was searching, I might be on the second page of the search results, that's enough to boost me up possibly to the first page of search results, and I'm getting full price sales then. So these lightning deals not only bring in sales and revenue, they increase sales afterwards because you have an increased best sellers rank and increased search ranking as well. And you can find these yourself. If you just want to go out there and find some good deals, just go to the normal Amazon site and go to the Gold Box deal site, or the way I get to it, I click on today's deals, and that'll bring up these deals right here. As you can see, they all have a little bar telling you how many have been claimed and also how much time is left. This one actually ended already, and they only sold 47% of their products. That may be good, maybe bad, all depends what their target was. But as a seller, you decide what your product is you're going to sell, what the discount is, as long as it's 20% or more, and also how many units you're going to sell at that price. Now, Amazon does have some minimum requirements. They're not going to let you sell 1 or 2. They'll look at how many you're selling over like a 30-day period, and they'll tell you that, hey, we want you to give away this many units at this price in order to get this lightning deal. But it's usually pretty reasonable, and you can always cancel it if you don't want it. But lightning deals, the fact that these are fairly new as well, these are awesome tools that did not exist before when we were selling on Amazon. Now, in addition to the sponsored product ads and the headline search ads and these digital coupons, there's also, and the lightning deals also, there's also other things out here that Amazon's made recently available. There's something called an Amazon store, which is pretty much, even if you don't have your own website, you can have your own little website on Amazon where you put your products, you can put images, you can even, once you get to a certain level, I believe, put videos on that page. So don't worry about ever having a website. Eventually, you'll probably want one, but starting off, you don't need it. You can, once you're brand registered, and it's a process that involves some trademarking and getting Amazon's approval, it can be done in as little as 6 months. Once you're brand registered, you get access to these Amazon stores that you can put all your products out there and really increase sales for your entire brand. They're really powerful. They've only been released to normal sellers probably in the past 6 months or so. And again, another way that Amazon is saying, hey, third-party sellers, or sorry, private label sellers, that's another way of thinking of it. People like me and Rich and Matt and Jason who create our own products, we value you. We want to increase your sales. So we're going to continue to give you more and more tools to increase your sales, which helps us, which helps you. And it helps the customers. Customers are easier. It's easier for them to find you. And it's also giving them a much better deal. Now, the last tool that I'll talk about that they've recently made available is something called enhanced brand content. What that means is that when you actually sell your products on Amazon and someone finds your product, normally they just have this normal little product description at the bottom. And it can be nice. You can put a few bold characters in there. You might put some bullet points in there, but it's pretty basic and it does work. However, with enhanced brand content, you can actually put images. You can put a banner down there. You can get all kinds of text formatting to make it look like a really professional page that before only the big name brands out there used to have access to. Now that's all changed. Once you get something called brand registry for that as well, then you can go out there and create pages that look just as good as the big brands. And what we've seen is they really do increase conversions. And conversions are nothing more, again, than the number of people that visit your product and end up buying it. It's simply, it's a formula. How many people visited, and then you divide, you put that under the how many people actually bought. So a 3 out of 10 buy your product, then that's a 30% conversion rate. Enhanced brand content increases that. So once you get that, it is the easiest way to increase your sales, revenue, and profits. So what I want to get into now, I don't have time to go over all these different awesome traffic opportunities that Amazon, lays in front of us, but I want to get into one of them that was the first one, the sponsored product ads. Because even though it was the first one and it's the oldest one, it's the easiest, and it's also still the highest converting and most profitable. It just flat out works. Being able to go out there and completely control what customers are searching for and when your product shows up and how much you spend on that is amazing for a business owner like myself and Rich, Matt, and Jason. It's just unbelievable. It didn't exist before. And trying to do this outside of Amazon, like going to Google or going to Facebook, all those are great places to find traffic, but no one knows your customer as well as Amazon does. And Amazon lets you track exactly how well these ads are performing. So this sponsored product ads is still the easiest and best type of ad to use. So let's go out there and actually look at it. So I'm pulling up real live account. This is a kind of a playground that Matt Clark and I use. It's called Fury Fitness. You can go out there and see our products in real time. We do operate it as a business, but we use it for training like this as well. And we like to have fun and test new things out there and throw products up there and test new strategies so that we always know what is working and what's not working. So that's why I'm showing you right inside my live account. I want to pull up these Amazon sponsored products campaigns and show you how easy it is to set one up. All you need to do to find this menu is go to Advertising and Campaign Manager. And again, if you're already selling on Amazon, you may already know how to do this. If you're not, then when you do start selling, and I hope you do very soon, you'll see exactly how easy this is. And you can start running these from the very first day that you are selling. There's no requirement or anything. As long as you're set up as a seller on Amazon, you can use these ads from day one. So if I want to create my first ad campaign, let's imagine that I'm going to sell a product like olive oil sprayers. And if you saw my previous training from earlier in the week on launching a product, you'll actually know that I have a test product in my account. It's a big brand name olive oil sprayer and allows me to show you exactly what it looks like to set campaigns like this up. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to give this campaign a name. We're going to call it the olive oil sprayer for launch campaign. And then we're going to give it a budget. And now you can go as small as $1 a day, or you can go as big as thousands of dollars a day. I like to start off small. There's no point in really going out there and spending a lot of money on advertising until you know it's working. And that's the beauty of these type of campaigns. They're unbelievably scalable. You can test it out for a small amount. And once you find out what's working and what's not working, you tweak the campaign, you increase what you're spending on the search terms that are working, and you decrease or cut out completely the search terms that just aren't working for you. But I'll start out with a $10 budget. That's usually what I do to start out. The start date, we're going to make it today. It is January 26, 2018. And for the end date, I'm going to leave it open. Now, you could actually set in an end date and say that I'm only going to run this for 1 week or 1 month or 6 months. I, by default, leave it open and just let it run all the time. Because that way, if I find out that it's working really well, it's never going to end. It's going to keep bringing me in sales. And if I find out that it's not working well, I can go in at any point in time and I can pause or end this campaign. So you don't really have to worry about ever having to, get to keep the campaign going on. You can end at any point in time that you want to. Now, the beauty of these types of campaigns for new sellers, like some of you that might be out there, or even for me, I still use these, is that Amazon added something about a year or so ago called automatic targeting. And you'll see down here, targeting, there's two types, automatic and manual. Used to be that manual was the only way to do it. And I'm actually gonna go over manual first. Manual targeting means that you know your product and you know exactly what customers are searching for when they want to buy a product like yours. So in my previous example, I know people might be looking for spatulas. So I would enter that as a keyword that I'm going to bid on and have my product show up when a customer searches for spatulas. I also might think that they look for kitchen cooking utensils, or they might look for cooking tools, or they might search for silicone spatulas or metal spatulas. So if I have a really good understanding what they're searching for, that's where I want to use a manual targeting campaign. However, one thing I've realized, this is a very humbling business, and no matter how successful you are, someone else always knows more than you do. And in this case, it's Amazon. They always know more than I do because they know all their customers out there. So what I always do for every product, instead of going straight for that manual targeting campaign, I'm going to go for something called automatic targeting. And what this does is this kind of puts the ball in Amazon's court. It says that Amazon, here's my product, here's my budget. I'm starting it today. You go out there and you show this product to who you think wants to buy it, and then tell me if I'm making any sales. And the beauty of that is, so they're going to put your product out there. They're going to put it for all different kinds of search terms. They're actually going to test it. They'll have it show up when people are searching for, maybe cooking tools, utensils, spatulas. They'll also have this ad show up when other people's products that are similar to yours are being looked for. So that's one of the really cool things about automatic targeting. It's not just keywords. They're going to put your ad out there on competitors' products. Kind of a cool feature to have. So after a while, usually after about 2 weeks, Amazon starts optimizing this for you. And what I mean by optimizing is they're going to go through and they're going to see what keywords are working for you, and they're going to see what search terms are not working for you. And they will cut off the ones that aren't working, and they will increase bids on the ones that are working. Now, the really cool thing about that is it's kind of on autopilot. You let Amazon run with it, and it should turn profitable. However, what I like even more about Amazon's automatic targeting ads is that the data that you get from these is unbelievable. So not only is Amazon working on my behalf and really, trying to get me sales out there, I get to see all the different searches that all these customers did when they were looking for my product. I'm going to see the exact searches that they did when they bought my product. And sometimes, even just as importantly, I'm going to see the exact searches that they made when they did not buy my product. Because maybe I'm wasting money. Maybe I'm wasting money on, if I have a silicone spatula, and people are searching for metal spatulas, chances are they're not going to buy mine. And I'll see that they're searching for that and not buying it. And I can actually tell Amazon then, hey, don't show my product when they're searching for these keywords. That's called negative search terms or negative keywords. And you put those out there in your campaign. You can keep adding to them, keep removing to them, and keep optimizing that campaign as it goes on. And your campaigns get better and better and more profitable over time. So let's show you how to do this. Automatic targeting is dead simple. I'll continue the next step here. So now I have to go out there and just give it an ad group name. So the way it breaks down, you have a campaign. Below that campaign, you have multiple ad groups. And the way I look at that, that's kind of like multiple products. I can have one ad group for one product. I can have one ad group for all my products. It's very flexible the way that Amazon makes it available for you. But I like going out there and having one campaign for one product. And so my ad group is just gonna be for one product. So I'll probably call it just the olive oil sprayer ad group, just to keep things simple. And then I'm going to search for my product out here. I'm going to do a search for olive. There is that product right there, the Misto brushed aluminum olive oil sprayer. I select it, and then I can scroll down and finish up the campaign. It's going to tell me the product that I will be advertising. And now, in addition to the budget we talked about, that's your daily budget, the maximum you're willing to spend when it comes to your entire advertising campaign. Well, you also get to tell Amazon how much you're willing to spend each time someone clicks on your advertisement. Now, this will be the max. So it's you actually will probably get clicks and traffic much less than this, but you need to tell them the highest you're willing to bid. You'll notice that they're giving me a suggested bid of 90 cents. And they're also telling me that the range is anywhere from 40 cents up to $3.50. That's a really big range, probably because these olive oil sprayers are very, very common and are pretty competitive. So I can either go really conservative and only say, only bid 40 cents, or I can be really aggressive and try to get a lot of sales with $3.50. The way I decide that is I know my product. I have to know how much I'm selling it for. I have to know how much it's costing me, and I have to know, therefore, what my profit margin is, what fees Amazon are going to take away as well, so that if I'm selling this for $19.99, if my profit margin is 35%, then that's going to be around a $7 profit margin. And so would I really want to spend $3.50 every time someone clicks on it? Because chances are I'm not going to make that sale every time someone clicks on it. So let's say that out of every 5 clicks, I get a sale. That means that I've spent, $17.50 and only made $7.50 or $7. So that's not really a good business model right there. So I'm going to lower my bid. So you have total control over this. You can change it anytime. I always like starting off small. I'm going to start off at 50 cents for the maximum click. And then the way to finish up this ad campaign is simply click save and finish. And then you are done. Your automatic campaign is up and running. You'll start getting in sales data within a few days. And then you really start getting great data within 1 to 2 weeks. Now, the beauty of getting that data in again is being able to actually set up manual ad campaigns. Because one of the tricks to creating a really profitable business and really profitable ad campaigns is to run both automatic and manual campaigns. And the way you do that is you run these automatic campaigns like we have right here. And then when you see which search terms are really profitable for you, you want to put those into a manual ad campaign. Because what happens in these automatic campaigns, I have to tell Amazon that I'm willing to spend the same dollar amount every time someone's searching for my product. So it could be generic spatula term, I'm willing to spend 50 cents on. But the best silicone spatula, I'm still willing to spend 50 cents on, because in this automatic campaign, I only have one bid for all the search terms. Now, when I know which search terms are actually really profitable for me, I might want to spend more money on that particular term. So that's where you create a manual campaign, and you can change the bids for each search term because each search term might be of more value to you. If I know that 2 out of 5 people are searching for spatula and buying my product, but I know that 3 out of 5 people, when they search for silicone spatula, are buying my product, well, that keyword is more profitable to me, and therefore I can afford to spend more money in that one. That's why the manual ad campaigns end up being awesome in conjunction with these automatic campaigns once you've run these for a while. So let me show you then how to actually set up the manual campaign. I'm just going to exit right out of here. I'm going to go right to the campaign manager. I'm going to create a new campaign just like we did there. And now I'm going to call this the manual olive oil sprayer. My daily budget is still going to be $10. I'm still going to start it today. I'm still going to leave the end date as open-ended, end at any point in time I want to, but I'm going to select manual targeting. And this is where it gets a little bit different. Still have to create an ad group. Let's call this the manual olive oil sprayer ad group. Let's go find our product again. You just search for olive if you want to. There's the product. I'm going to select it. It's showing us there. I still need to pick my default bid. Don't get hung up on this. This means that if I have 20 keywords I'm adding to this campaign, by default, Amazon's going to bid 75 cents or what I put in here. But I have the ability to change each one of those. So let's just say it's going to be 50 cents like the last one. Bid Plus is another option you can choose here. I don't like to use Bid Plus. It's very similar to headline search ads. It means that sometimes if Amazon thinks that your ad is working really well, they may actually put it into the headline search position at the top that I showed you earlier, and they may spend up to 50% more than what your actual bid is. The reason I don't like using that is because on normal headline search ads, like I showed you before, you actually control the headline. I can create some kind of eye-catching headline to really reach out to my customers and grab their attention. With Bid Plus, you can't do that. It's just going to show your product at the top without any fancy headline. It'll just be the product itself. For me, I want to control what I'm saying to the customers if I'm spending money for that very top position. So I leave that blank. Now, here's the really cool thing about manual campaigns. We talked about these automatic campaigns that go out there and Amazon puts the right keywords out there for you. They test them and everything. Well, manual campaigns, they still give you a good idea of what they think you can actually, what keywords will work for you. Because it knows that I'm selling an olive oil sprayer, they're going out here and suggesting these keywords for us. There is the spray bottle for olive oil. I'm going to select that. There's the misto oil sprayer. That sounds good. oil spray bottle. I don't know, maybe that's a different type of oil. Might not be actually a cooking olive oil. There's olive oil sprayer though, Misto olive oil sprayer, oil sprayer for cooking. That one's good. And I could continue going on down this list, and then I could hit select all. And what'll happen is it's going to keep adding them down here. Now, what they're going to show you here is that, excuse me, even though I said my default bid is 56 cents, I can actually change this to whatever I want it to be. And they're going to tell me what they actually think for that keyword a good bid is. And I'm going to grab a drink of water here. So in this situation, I'm actually going to choose the apply all. And the beauty of that is I'm going to use Amazon's own knowledge, and I'm going to use what they think is the best bid for each one of these keywords. Excuse me. Sorry about that, guys. I'm getting going on and on talking for a while here. Now, once I'm done with this, all I need to do is click save and finish. And we are done creating an Amazon manual search campaign. So in a perfect world, I have an automatic campaign running. I've let it run for a while. I get some great data. And then I create this manual campaign using some of the data that they tell us right here. I can also look through that automatic campaign, find out what's really working for me, and also add those keywords here. I could do that by going up here and clicking on provide your own keywords. So let's imagine that I knew that the best olive oil sprayer is a search term people are actually looking for. I can simply type it in here and add it also to this list down here. And you'll notice I now have 6 keywords, and then there is that keyword there. So I get the great benefits of Amazon suggesting keywords, and I also get the benefit of adding my own. It's an incredibly powerful advertising system. So instead of saving and finishing, because this is just a test, I'm going to switch out of here. And then I'm going to go back over and stop sharing for a moment and say, Rich, I don't know, are we getting any questions? Because I haven't really been able to watch the Facebook Live. Rich Henderson, by the way, who does a lot of selling on Amazon and knows a lot about sponsored product ads. He's actually in the background watching all the Facebook comments. He's going to be answering questions, and he's going to be telling me if there's any questions that we need to get to and answer. So how are we looking so far, Rich?
Yeah, so we've either got a very, very shy crowd, or your training is just so awesome no one needs to ask any questions. But so Jacqueline asks how much we should invest for the launch. Is $10 enough? I guess she's talking about when you first switch on your ads.
It's a great question, and there is no one single answer. What I typically tend to do is I will bid anywhere from $10 to $20 a day for an overall budget. Now, here's the beauty. So a lot of people, when they look at their sponsored product ads, they're going to see a figure called ACOS. It's the average cost of a sale, and it's shown as a ratio, like 40% or 50%. And what that means is every time that you're running these campaigns and you get a sale, how much did you spend on that sale compared to how much you made? So in the situation, if we have a $20 olive oil sprayer and I needed to get, let's imagine 5 clicks at $1 each, that cost me $5. And then that ACOS is simply the $5 divided by the price of your product. So that is a 25% ACOS. Now people start worrying like, oh my gosh, I only have a 35% profit margin, but I just gave up 25% of it on this advertisements, and I only made a 10% profit. That is true. But the beauty of running these campaigns is that even though you're making sales here, every time you make a sale with an Amazon sponsored product sale, you actually are increasing your search ranking and your sales ranking on your product, and you will get more organic sales where people are just searching for your product. They're not clicking on the ads, they're clicking on your product in the normal search results, and you'll start making more sales that way. So my whole point, to kind of bring it back to the question on how much you spend for these initial campaigns, $10 to $20 is more than enough to start off with. You could actually spend more because you don't want to focus just on what you're spending on the ads. You want to focus on your total overall sales. And every time you get sales running ads, you will get organic sales that cost you nothing as well. And I always like to factor that in. Oh, you're muted, buddy.
Do you know what's really funny? I was actually clicking on the Facebook Live trying to unmute myself. So Joanne asks, I see you use broad match for the keywords. Is this better than phrase or exact?
Okay. The answer is yes and no. There is no better or worse. It depends upon your strategy. So I didn't go into the details on phrase, broad, and exact. Broad means that if I'm using a word like spatula, means that word exists anywhere in their search. So if someone searches for the best silicone spatula, you show up there. If they search for this silicone spatula, you show up there, just as long as that word's in there. So in general, when it's broad, you will get a lot more traffic, but that traffic isn't as qualified. So you get more visitors who are probably not looking for your exact product. Phrase match means that if you put in like a 2-word phrase, as long as that phrase is anywhere in the search term, your ad will show up, your listing will show up there. And exact means it only shows up for that exact phrase as well. They can't have anything in front of it or after it. My personal preference is a combination of all three. So when I'm looking for ideas, let's say that I really want to find out what people are looking for when they're looking for spatulas, I will put a low bid in for a broad search term of spatula. And I'll keep that low, maybe even 25 or 30 cents. And then once I start watching the data, even from these manual campaigns, I'll see what people are searching for. And as I see what they're searching for, I'll put these other terms that I see them searching for into a phrase match campaign. And then once I see which ones of those are really working, then I can take the next step further and I can actually put it in an exact match. And as I go down the progression from broad to phrase to exact, I can afford to spend more on each one of those because I know that the more relevant traffic is coming in that order. Less relevant with broad, a little more relevant with phrase, and then the most relevant people looking for your product are in exact. So I can increase my spend on those. So the answer is I use all of them just like that, and I just control my bids knowing which type of match I'm looking for.
Cool, awesome answer. So I've got a question from Siddhant. How do we get to know as to which keywords are performing good with automatic bidding campaigns and what is considered good?
All right. So when you look at the performance inside of Seller Central right here for an automatic campaign, you won't know. It's kind of a mystery. They don't show you what search terms are your product showing up for, what's being clicked on, or what people are buying. What you have to do is run a report, and they're dead simple. You can actually have these run weekly automatically, which is what I do. So you run what's called an advertising search term report, and each week I pull this down. I look at it, and that will tell you exactly for that automatic campaign all the search terms that the customers actually typed in, and for each one of those search terms, which ones actually bought and which ones didn't. So that's, yeah, it's the advertising search term report that'll show you exactly what you're looking for.
Yep, cool. I'm going to save your voice for a second here. There's actually one I can answer, Mike. So this is not quite related to the training, but when adding keywords to the back end, how many keywords can you add to each keyword line? There's only 5 lines. So right now, like Amazon changed this about 6 months ago, you're only allowed 250 characters. So it's not words, it's characters. So it's the number of letters. And you can actually put them all on one line. You can split them up over the 5 lines. It doesn't really matter. We've not seen any difference in doing that. But yeah, you were restricted to 250 characters. It's not unlimited. Before we used to be able to put thousands in there. And that's no longer the case. You can only use 250. Let me jump to see if there's anything else. Okay, I'm not seeing anything related to this. There is one question here. I can answer it if you can't. I'm pretty sure you can. Is there any way I can do enhanced product listing? I guess he means enhanced product content with trademark application number instead of the registration number.
No.
Do you want me to answer, or do you want to answer?
Yeah, I'll take it. I know we both the answer. The answer is no. You actually have to have it registered in order to do it. There's a process involved. You need a trademark. It has to be registered and approved, not just applied for. I wish it were that case, and it used to be that way. It used to be at the previous version of brand registry you could, but now you have to actually have to approve. What we're seeing though is trademark applications can be approved in as little as 6 months. It really does not have to be a drawn out process as long as you really are applying for your own unique brand name.
Cool. Got another question from Carmen, which goes back to your earlier answer about looking at automated ads, looking at the actual keyword results. Where can you find this? Run report weekly, or I don't know if you can show it or just explain it.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and let's actually go in and share my screen again. 1 second. Okay, so here I am where we were just creating this campaign. Let's just go right up to reports and then advertising reports. And then it is the search term report right here. So this is the report that'll run and tell you exactly what people are searching for. All you gotta do is click on request report, and then it'll run in real time. And you can also set it up to run weekly if you want to. So it's really, really easy. So I have it. I have mine set up right now. Mine runs weekly, so I never have to worry about it. I just go in and I download it. What I like to do is download this into Microsoft Excel. You can also put it into Google Sheets because it looks like it's a huge text file, and it's really hard to look at it either in Word or Notepad. Just paste it into Excel or Google Sheets, and it'll be much easier to use. But yeah, that's it right there.
Perfect. Okay, I haven't got any more questions, but Cindy, good old Cindy, says, "Hi, Mike and Rich. You guys are awesome." She's one of our ASM members, so she is completely biased. I'm not actually seeing any other questions, Mike.
Okay. That's fine. You know what? So that's great. And I think we're at the 40-minute mark, which is where we wanted to target today's training. We knew what we wanted to get through today. We also wanted to remind you one last time. So again, if you enjoyed this training, completely free training, we're not selling anything on it, be sure to check out the other Facebook Lives that we have. They're right here again on the Amazing.com Facebook page. You'll see them all under the videos tab. Also, if you want to see more structured training, again, completely free, go to AmazingSellingMachine.com, and then you'll see our 4-part training series there. And then you'll learn exactly how to source your product. You'll get all kinds of cool downloads, like a list of 100 hot product opportunities, a list of what categories are the best to sell in and which ones to stay away from, a list of the best countries to sell in, and if you might run into any more complications, like it may be a little harder for you to set up, we tell you which countries are the ones you may have to jump through a few other hoops to get through. The second training, again, we talk about suppliers and freight forwarders. You get to download email templates. I didn't mention that before. If you're worried about how to email a supplier, we give you the exact email templates that we send to our suppliers. So you'll know exactly how to sound professional. You also get that recording of the freight forwarder that we use to answer a lot of the questions, and what we call the Amazon automation blueprint. So especially if you're new joining this call right now, or if you've watched the other ones, you kind of want to see how the big picture, how this all fits together, download that blueprint. It'll tell you this like business in a box, all the steps of what you need to go through in order to start it, all the way from finding a product to scaling the product later on. Then the third training video covers launching and ranking. And we go through our rapid ranking system, how to launch your product, how to really easily do it. You'll be amazed at how a simple advertising campaign using a digital coupon, which we talked about here, and creating a Facebook offer can boost your product's initial sales greatly and really jumpstart your sales. And then the fourth one, we talk about a way to really put this all together and make it happen much faster and get involved with a community of other people selling just like you are, people like Rich and I and Matt and Jason and thousands of other people as well. So if you haven't checked those out, I highly recommend that you do. Again, all that is for free. Of course, there's things out there that you'll have other offers out there to kind of jumpstart this process. But even if you don't want to spend a dime on anything, go get the free training. I highly recommend it. We've had lots of people come back 6 months, years later and tell us, they really love the free training. They want to take it to the next level, but get the free training. You will not regret it. Rich has content in there. I have content in there. Matt and Jason have content in there. We have all kinds of videos out there. If you want to see real people, not saying Rich and I are not real people, but other real people who have started selling on Amazon and just have some amazing life-changing results. We have all kinds of real live testimonials there. When I watch them, I know Rich is the same way as me. We kind of get choked up seeing how many people's lives have changed by simply starting their own e-commerce business on Amazon. And we want to help as many people as possible live the same type of life that we do. So I'm going to leave it at that. Thanks so much for hopping on the Facebook Live. Have an awesome weekend. And then one last thing, next week, we have at least 4 Facebook Lives coming up. On each one of those, we will have real live people that are going to share their stories. Some really heartwarming stories, some huge, incredible success stories, some unique stories. So absolutely come back next week. Like the page here, go sign up for the live sessions, check out our free training, do everything so that you can really watch us next week and meet some people and ask some questions. You can hear it straight from them, what it was like for them. It's not all roses and unicorns sometimes. People have struggles. This is a real business you're building for the rest of your life, and we'll be open and honest about everything, about the pros and cons and what it's going to take to change your life and build your business. So I'm going to leave it at that. Thanks so much for joining Rich and I. We hope you guys all have an awesome weekend, and I really look forward to seeing everyone next week. Thanks so much, and we'll see you guys all soon.